podcast with Justin Waite. Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
And joining me on the podcast right now is James Campbell, Managing Director of Botswana Diamonds. BOD is the ticker there. James, thanks for joining me.
Good morning, Justin. Lovely to be here with you.
Yeah, now you've had your interim statements out, financial results, and of course for a pre-revenue company, it's not a huge significant event, but it does give you a chance to, sort of go over operationally what you've done the last 6 months and maybe throw forward as well. So what's coming up? So we'll be doing that right now in a bit. Before we do, as always, James, for someone listening to the podcast right now who's not familiar with Botswana Diamonds, I mean, there's a clue in the title there, but can you summarise what you're all about, please?
Absolutely, Justin. Botswana Diamonds PLC is a London AIM-listed and Botswana Stock Exchange-listed company active in the most prospective diamond region in the world, being Southern Africa, focused on Botswana, but with very active projects in South Africa and Zimbabwe too. And not only do we have grassroots projects, we have brownfields projects too, so we have a portfolio of diamond opportunities straddling Southern Africa.
Marvellous stuff. Okay, well, so tell us then, James, give us some operational highlights of what's happened in the last 6 months, and then we'll go to what's hopefully going to happen.
Absolutely, Justin. Well, let me firstly start off with Botswana, because Botswana is the homeland of Botswana Diamonds being listed there, and Botswana Diamonds having originated from African Diamonds, which was a discovery of a discoverer of the world-class Karowe deposit. There are three main areas I'd like to focus on in Botswana. The first one is the exploration in the Kalahari region, where we summarized our results of earlier in the year, where we discovered a number of kimberlitic indicators in the Kalahari Desert following the identification of a number of class 1 or high-grade geophysical anomalies. The next step here would be drilling. The second step is from a more corporate perspective, and that is in Sunland Minerals, which actually holds the licenses in the Kalahari, where we announced that Alrosa, our partner for a number of years, has exited due to their own reasons, and discussions are now far advanced in terms of a new large diamond producer joining us as a joint venture partner. And then thirdly and finally in Botswana itself is the Maiphi joint venture. This is a tantalizing joint venture, also in the Kalahari of Botswana, and it's essentially been put on hold for the past 3 years after spectacular micro diamond results. The joint venture partner with us in this project is BCL, or Bamamgwato Concessions Limited. They're in the process of being liquidator, and we are working very closely with the liquidator to publish a prospectus for this particular project, where the liquidator can essentially exit the project and we can then progress it to the next exploration stage. So, Justin, that's Botswana. I'll move right on to South Africa. The headline or the flagship project in South Africa is the Thorny River project, which is about 3 hours north of Johannesburg. We have announced that there is a mining contractor that is going to be mining the kimberlite dike complex itself. This kimberlite will be processed at a nearby processing plant, and this will benefit Botswana Diamonds in two ways. Firstly, obviously, the revenue which will flow to the company itself, and secondly, it'll enable us to get to that magic 5,000 carat parcel, which will enable us to start working towards an indicated resource. The second area is in the rediscovery of 8 kimberlite pipes in the Free State of South Africa. This is close to the iconic Koffiefontein and Jagersfontein diamond mines. We've done a significant amount of work there, being whole rock geochemistry, mineral chemistry, and detailed ground geophysics, and a drilling program is being scheduled to take place later in the year. And thirdly and finally in South Africa is desktop study work continues on the Palmeetcup cluster of kimberlites, which is less than an hour north of our capital city, Johannesburg. And then moving to Zimbabwe, it was announced late last year that we'd signed a memorandum of understanding with Vast Resources PLC They were originally African Consolidated Resources, the discoverer of the Marangi diamond fields. And then later in the year, we announced a deal on the heritage concession in the Marangi diamond fields, as well as a desktop study, which gave indicative grades of anything between 50 and 500 carats per 100 tons. And we expect to do a considerable amount of work on that particular concession during the course of this year. And then very finally, Justin, from a corporate perspective, we announced the appointment of Beaumont Cornish as our nomad in December of this year, and we raised £370,000 at a placing price of 0.55p per share in January of this year. So that is our interim statement.
Yeah, absolutely. And so looking forward then, James, what's the next sort of milestone you're hoping to tick off that list there?
Well, if I cover the kind of two key milestones in Botswana, firstly would be the announcement of a new joint venture partner on Sunland Minerals, and then secondly, the issuing of a prospectus on the Maibwe joint venture and the corporate progress on that particular exciting project. Moving into South Africa, the announcement on a Section 20 license application, which will enable us to get cracking with bulk sampling, which we hope is imminent, and then the drilling of the rediscovered kimberlites in the Free State. And then thirdly, into Zimbabwe, where we would start to announce work on the in-field mapping and the in-field drilling as a prelude to starting bulk sampling.
Yeah, marvellous stuff. So lots going on then, James. What's the diamond market looking like at the moment?
Justin, it's actually a very good question. I think what one has seen over the past year or so since De Beers put forward its Lightbox initiative in terms of synthetics is the diamond market has diverged to a large degree. The smaller, lower quality stones have significantly dropped in price, whereas the larger, better quality and the coloured stones have significantly increased in price. And that's very important. And if one takes that back to where Botswana Diamonds is at the moment, the Free State kimberlites, for example, is well known for its large Type 2 diamonds, and the Thorny River area is well known for its coloured stones. So with the market diverging between these two kind of polarised end members, we have a clear focus on the discovery of kimberlites which would produce larger, better quality and more coloured stones.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, one final thing to do, James. You've been on the podcast before, so there's three reasons, of course, and which I'm going to ask you. And if someone's listening to this right now, likes the sound of what you're doing, the progress you're making, but are not yet following the story, give them those three quick reasons why they should hit that follow button on your page and add you to their watch list, please.
Absolutely, Justin. First, diamonds, and in particular coloured and large stones, continue to attract strong premiums in a growth market. Secondly, Southern Africa is the most prospective region in the world, being Botswana, South Africa and Zimbabwe. And thirdly, Botswana Diamonds, BOD, is the most active explorer in the region with a wide portfolio of projects spanning the resource pipeline.
Marvellous stuff. Thank you very much, James. Good to chat to you, and no doubt we'll be catching up in the not-too-distant future. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much indeed, Justin.
The Vox Markets Podcast with Justin Waite. Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.